Petri dish, the Petri dish, the Petri dish.
This is
The Petri dish, the Petri dish, the Petri dish.
This is the Petri dish. There's something growing in here, and it's some sort of Wi-Fi audio static. I like to think that the cloud that the internet and other things exists on is specifically just like a broken mass of wires and shit.
Oh, I thought it was a real cloud.
Yeah,
you got to take like a hot air balloon up to it.
like we're actually just sending electricity directly into the clouds.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot better. It's more.
That's why it caused climate change.
You know.
That's one of my favorite jokes that never worked that I wrote with Jorge De La Rosa. Dylan knows him. Is that once everything goes to Bitcoin, how are we going to make it rain on strippers from the cloud? And, like, nobody got it. And I was like, damn, that's way too clever.
It's so beautiful. Well, today...
It sucked being too smart for the crowd.
Today, let's see. We've got the owners and proprietors of theguestspot.net.
.net, nice.
Gotta be .net. You gotta remember the .net, or else you will go to the wrong website. I'm assuming it's porn. I'm assuming it's porn.
It's just a dead link, but they still own it.
I'm gonna buy.
Wasn't
I'm
it
gonna
like
buy
a tattoo website?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna buy it and
check
turn it
again.
into porn. I'm gonna make it lead to something crazy like the.
I
ass
tried
movies.
to buy it. I sent a message.
That sucks. Well, today
I wonder
we have.
if it's available now.
Let's see. Ray Roberts and Dylan Lusk
What's
of
up?
theguestspot.net.
Ray Roberts Skyping in all the way from Stowe, Ohio.
Yeah, we're holding it down in the Mecca.
Now, people definitely say Stowe-Ohio, right? Is that a thing?
I don't think
know.
so.
Why
but
not?
There's a
Wow.
donut place called Stonut Donut.
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
That's beautiful. More people need to make those kinds of mergers of names. Like Austin, my roommate and also local comedian from around here in Reno, we were walking around and he saw the Sparks, the city of Sparks has their own Parks and Rec unit, and it should just be called Sparks and Rec.
Yeah,
but it's not. It says Sparks, Parks and Rec, and that's just so many words to have to
Parks.
say. I want Sparks and
That
Rec.
should at least be like an ad campaign for them where they do like a fake Parks and Rec commercial and they call it Sparks and Rec.
Yeah.
I feel like if I just spent a day creating a theme song and then filming my own, like, Welcome to Sparks video and just sent it to them, they would use it just because what else does Sparks have going for it?
Yeah, I'd like if like the Parks and Recreation sign just had like a big S, like just spray painted right in front of Parks, and that's how he did it.
That's what I was planning on doing. I was going to vandalize basically the marina. That's
Or
like the
just
only
like
place.
nail like a block of wood onto it that has the S.
Yeah, and for the WNBA fans, we can get Lisa Leslie to be the official spokesperson.
Oh yeah,
we'll just get all
she'd
manner
probably
of
do it
things.
for the exposure.
I tried to look up how to become the mayor of Sparks because I figured it would be pretty easy.
Yeah, isn't it like a dog right now or something?
I wish. It's just a dude that I've never heard of. People know
Parks or some shit like that.
people know Reno's hot mayor, but Sparks has its own mayor.
Reno has a hot mayor?
Yeah.
No clue.
Excuse me, Reno has a mayor?
Yeah. Different from the lumpy
I didn't
governor.
think we had a government.
I just thought
Technically, we
like
don't.
MGM owned the town.
Pretty much.
Actually,
They don't have anything here anymore, do they?
No,
MGM?
and Caesar's Rewards is going under too. Basically, all the Harrah's people. That's what they started
Oh yeah,
here
that
too.
place is not going to open back up.
Yeah, so now we
Wait, was
just
the
have.
casino called Caesar's Rewards and not just Caesar's?
Oh no,
It's like the budget.
Yeah, so Caesar's
Yeah, like the
Palace.
holiday-
It's not a palace. It's
Yeah. Now, their like whole global corporation is these Caesar's Rewards people. Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah.
I have their credit card. It's totally legit. It's not. Don't do it.
Can I drop one more thing real quick? I just
Yes.
wanted to let Reno know that I'm bringing the pain for this podcast.
oh yeah.
Sweet.
That's how I promoted one show once.
They bring in
And
the
I was
pain.
probably just kind of drunk and was like, and he has never let it go.
They're trying
Yeah.
to bring the pain.
I was hosting for the first time at the Underground, and I was like, I'm going to be hosting this weekend. Bring the pain, Reno. And he, I think Ray just texted that exact thing to me after. He's like, you just said that.
I got in trouble as a host saying that the final comedian, it was just like a showcase, and I just said the final comedian was going to bring us in for a landing. And he was just like, oh, yeah, that sounds so exciting that I'm here to land this comedy plane. It's not going to take off. And I was just like, well, fuck
Landings is like probably the hardest part of flying a plane.
I was like, yeah, well, I didn't know I was hosting, and there's only 3 audience members here.
Did the headliner say that? Like when he got out?
Pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was because it was, I mean, technically there was a headliner, yes.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It was, I don't know, it was only 4 people. And
it was like a Thursday, so maybe 15 people in the crowd. But it was Justin Ruppel who's headlines there like 3 or 4 times a year. And I said, this guy always packs this place out. And Wayne was like, don't say that if he didn't that night.
I do like the idea of doing it anyway.
I did that for Mike Head when he was he did a guest spot when I was hosting like a Wednesday at the Funny Stop.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you guys aren't going to come to the shows here this weekend, go see him at the Roxino.
Oh shit!
He's like, don't pimp out somebody else's shows at a different venue. Like, fuck it, none of these people are going anyways.
That's awesome. I've never seen that guy perform.
He's great.
Yeah, it sounds like I met him once.
He's very nice. He's very good.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can compliment other people that aren't ourselves now since it doesn't matter. Because comedy's dead.
He's like the same.
Let's talk shit about headliners.
Anyone who ends up like actually working as a comic and you don't see them at open mics every week, you just forget that they exist.
Yeah.
Even though they're doing much better.
It's kind of how it goes, right? Like the same way that like when somebody gets off of the warehouse floor and is no longer on the assembly line.
Yeah.
You're
once
like,
they get to wear a button down.
Yeah, who knows what they're doing up there answering phones that have monkeys on the other end.
They don't do anything. I never see them down here.
Yeah, and you're like, oh no,
fucking sell out.
they're making the rest of this work that's in front of us happen. That sucks. All right. Fuck. I don't know though. I don't know how it's gonna go because, I mean, my stance still is that comedy has been oversaturated, especially with the amount of things going on streaming like Netflix and stuff. So, like...
Yeah, when's the last time you saw a good Netflix special?
Like 2 years ago. So I can't really fathom that this is a bad thing. It's just going to convince a lot of people to quit, which I'm kind of there for.
The thing is, though, it's going to convince the wrong people to quit.
Yeah, it's going to convince people that should be building something for, like, new people. And, like David Spade is doing. He's just like, hey, fuck it, now I have a show, too. Come and be on it. You know, like, people like that need to be doing more things to just kind of bolster the people around them.
Yeah.
But
well, I heard, who was it, Roy Wood Jr. was talking about, like, this doesn't relate to us at all, but he was saying how, like, however long it takes to like book a theater tour, like no one's going to be back in theaters like as soon as they can be, so then they're just going to be bumping people out of the clubs, like anyone who's like new to like being a regular somewhere or anything. So it's just kind of like shift everything down for a while. Like
any of the people on the rosters for like all the improv places or any of those national clubs that only have like 52 comedians on their roster to bring in consistently. There's just going to end up being
all
a lot
the people that get to drop in every once in a while are going to like actually book dates there.
Yeah, I'm just assuming like by the end of this, it'll go back to being city-based with the exception of the dudes in all things comedy just kind of jerking off on each other above everybody. Like, it'll just happen that way. Yeah. Just because they already rule all of it.
Can't wait to have Rogan shoving Andrew Santino in my face for even longer.
Like, oh, tell us more about how great Sebastian Maniscalco is.
Yeah. What does he do? Scream? That's cool.
Oh, Italian guys are like this. Oh, waka gabagool. Cool, man. Thanks for another hour of that. I'm glad you can headline the GSR to a sold-out crowd and make thousands of dollars from my shitty
you
town.
guys don't just find Italian stereotypes funny. Like, this is the worst podcast ever.
Oh, I do, but they have to be, you know, well done.
In a fake New York accent?
Yeah, like, I don't accept just a way too open button-down shirt with a chain underneath it. I need sunglasses during the nighttime. I need visible cologne buildup on the neck. You know, I need jeans that have not fit since the 80s. I need all these
greasy hair.
Yeah, it has to be fully slicked back all the way. Like
straight Alfredo sauce through there.
Like, you don't know if they're coming from a stage production of Goodfellas or not. That's what you mean?
He was just in a dress rehearsal, and now he's here.
They're always writing a sequel to Goodfellas somehow.
You could tell, like, there's just like a little marinara stain on his cheek.
Yeah,
like, he should have got it because he was just eating pasta off stage.
It's like, no, that's another guy's blood.
I don't know. Who's a better actor, Joe Pesci or I don't know, name another.
Ray Liotta?
Yeah, Ray Liotta. No, I don't even remember. Oh, Al Pacino is the one I was going for.
Man. I do.
Sorry, I haven't had to be funny in like 2.5 weeks. It's fucking horseshit.
Yep, it's too late.
I don't even remember how to.
People have forgotten Ray Liotta's Chantix commercials. That's how far society
that's actually that was the first thing I thought of.
Just his baseball.
We're in a
glove
Ray
face.
Liotta Chantix extreme right now. That's what
So no one's going to quit smoking now. That's all we have time to do.
At all.
Suck it, Ray Liotta. That's what I
you fucking hack.
Yeah.
Between him and Ray Romano, they ruined my childhood.
What did Ray Romano ever do to you?
4% chance of any Rays being
He had a very successful sitcom when I was in grade school, so everybody just yelled, "Everybody loves Raymond" at me for 10 years. That's what he did to me.
I definitely got that, but everyone with my name was usually a child's TV character.
Bobby Hill?
Yeah, Bobby Hill, Bob the Builder, Bobby's World.
Yeah.
Let's see what the fuck else was. There were so many. All of them. They were all cartoons.
Yeah.
None of them were regular humans.
I like that they were probably like being like, "Oh, everybody loves Ray," and then like hours later they were like shoving you into a locker and calling you a faggot. You're like, it doesn't seem like you guys do all love me.
Following up with your jokes at all. This is the opposite of what you're doing.
You're inconsistent.
You should have been
more popular.
That's what
I like by bullying is consistency. That's what I want.
Well, yeah, like because if you're gonna be mean, you got to be accurate also. Like that's the way to do it. And I am ripping the ears off of this USB thing. I'm fiddling with shit. That's how this is going. Austin's doing dishes and shit. Like it's a Kuchikopi USB thing that I got from Bob's Burgers
Are you guys
Live.
in the same room?
Yeah, we're doing some visual gags over here.
If the government is listening, legally we're not in the same room, and this is all satire. But you know how it goes.
There's only 3 people here, right?
Yeah, but you're supposed to hashtag stay home or whatever the governor said.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, I have to stay home by going to my quote-unquote essential job, servicing RVs. And if you're not familiar what RV stands for, it stands for the all-essential recreational vehicle. So essential is right vehicles. The name of recreational.
They're like, everyone's on vacation, kind of, right?
Some people might need to live in these. Get out there.
Yeah, it's great.
Have we decided whether or not GameStop is essential yet? Did they decide that?
Oh, they decided, yeah.
Yeah, so GameStop is essential, especially for the trade-in economy. Like, we're going to need to sell off all of our video games and make tens upon $20s of dollars.
Yeah, really. I got about 1,000, so I could get
I think you could, like, if you trade in all the video games you own, you could probably get, like, $100.
Yeah.
Even the systems.
Pay for, like, an extra week at my house before I get evicted.
I remember giving...
Yeah, but you could get $225 of store credit, though, Dylan. That's what you're not looking at.
That's true. Yeah. They should start selling groceries and shit.
Yeah, you can try to just transfer
Malaria
your
medicine.
power-up rewards points.
Yeah.
And then just switch to the digital Game Informer magazine.
Oh,
and then use those as leverage for groceries.
I had a Nintendo Power magazine. That was my shit.
I never got into that one. I was all Game Informer.
Yeah, I can tell.
So I was later in the game.
You know what was weird? On the way over here, I was going to stop and get a 40 because me and Ray used to do this podcast in Ohio, and we would always drink 40s during it, and I don't think they make 40s anymore.
They're all 32 ounce
32s. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And they cost more than they used to.
Here's the weakest part, is if you still find a 40 now, especially over here, they're plastic. They're not even glass.
Oh, I remember when that was happening.
Yeah, I'm real mad about that.
Half the fun was throwing it at road signs while you were drinking and driving.
I don't feel the same anymore when I have to duct tape plastic bottles to my hands. It's upsetting.
I used to drink Cobras. I quit drinking last year, and I used to drink Cobras all the time, which is probably why I should have quit drinking earlier. But they switched over to 20-ounce cans. So you'd have to buy two 20-ounce cans to get a 40.
Yeah, fuck
and that's
that.
bullshit.
So you're forced to instead play Wizard Staff.
Yeah, but not. I don't like that game.
Why don't you like that game, Dylan? Is it because every time it happens, Anthony Savat ruins friendship?
Yes.
You're so far away now. You can do it. I believe in you. Get back out there and get your head in the game.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that's what I should do tonight. We should have a Wizard Staff party of no more than 10 people. But
no less than 10 beers.
Yeah, at least we're going to also have a case race at the same time. So we'll be drinking Keystone Light.
Ray, I feel like you would have started drinking again if you could get Cobra 40s still.
I do know a guy because at one point I bought a case of them, so I got 15 of them, or
Nice.
was it 15? It was either 12 or 15, for like $20.
Hell
it was sick. But it turns out the only thing that stopped me from drinking more than two 40s at once is the fact that I only bought two 40s at a time. So that was the problem.
Yeah, I guess it mostly just comes down to carry capacity, like
Yeah,
to carry 4 40s, especially if you're walking, it's a chore.
Yeah. There was I used to work at this beer distributor in Pennsylvania, and that was when their laws were you had to buy a case of beer at a time and no less. And some guy came in from some other state, and he was like, yeah, they make you buy a case at a time. I feel like that encourages drinking and driving. And I was like, sir, no one told you to drink the whole thing and drive around.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so you were going to buy a sixer and that's okay?
He's like, however much I'm buying, I'm taking it down, and then I'm going for a drive.
Jesus.
Well, that was always the plan, is I would buy two 40s, because by the time I'd be done with I mean, one, who can carry more than two 40s? But two, by the time you're done drinking them, you're too drunk to drive back to the place to buy 40. But when you have 12 of them in your apartment, you're like, well, I could drink 4 of these tonight, and then I'm just going to not feel good tomorrow.
I miss drinking the amount of 40s that gets me drunk rather than just feeling full.
Oh yeah,
I miss those days.
Every Edward 40 hands is so hard to like piss.
In like 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to play Edward 40 hands with myself again. It's not 4th of July, and usually that's my 4th of July tradition.
Oh, yeah?
Is to play Edward 40 hands, and so far it's only ever been by myself.
Oh, nice.
So we'll see. It might happen again this year. It happens every time. Last time it happened, I was sad. That was a good time. Oh, I wasn't sad yet. Almost. I don't quite remember. Timeline's real blurry.
Yeah.
Either way, fun times.
I like to imagine like your family like coming to your house while you're gone to have an intervention, and you come in with 40s duct taped to your hands and no one else with you.
And to make it really interesting, sometimes I like to do 4 40s, so I'll tape front and back of the hand.
Oh wow!
2 40s duct taped to one hand.
That's got to be awkward to drink the back of the hand once.
Well, you just kind of straighten it out.
I don't think that that's true. Like, I would love to yes and you through this, but I just don't think the laws of physics should be toyed with like this.
I don't think duct tape's that strong.
I am
hold
going to
80 ounces.
Now I'm going
plus.
to do this tonight.
All right. Good luck trying to take a picture of yourself while you're doing it.
I'm just going to Twitch stream it the whole time.
This is the only Instagram live that I endorse, is if you're trying to back and forth.
All right, that's going to happen. Even though I have to work tomorrow, it's still happening. I'm going to Twitch
You got to work
stream
at home.
Me play. Yeah, I don't even have to wake up on time.
Do it at your home /work.
Just going to Twitch stream me playing
I
Edward
hope they
40
Zoom
hands.
call you and you have to keep your hands under the table and they're just like glass clinking against each other.
It's just going to be me getting drunk and commenting on like YouTube videos or MasterChef. Either one.
Yeah.
Binge
commenting
watching
with the official company account.
Fuck, it's going to be so good. Oh, boy. Well, I mean, I guess we might as well get into a little more of the history of why you guys are, exist as an entity together. Yeah. We can say civil union in some places still. That's
Can you
allowed.
find that
I'd rather
picture
say
of
gay dudes.
Zephyr under the dating table at remember the old
Oh, yeah.
You got to find that one for like the cover art.
It's got to be somewhere. I wish our Facebook anniversary was today so that it would just be at the top.
Yo, I almost got kicked off of Facebook today for saying I was going to kill myself, so that's fun.
Why would they take shit away from you if you're going to cut it?
Yeah, let's just cut this person who says they're going to kill themselves off from society.
Well, like that was, I woke up to check and I like checked Facebook, and it was like a special message from Facebook, like somebody reported you saying that you're going to harm yourself. Just because I posted a status like, hey, if we promise we'll kill ourselves afterwards, can we just hang out one more time? Like, I thought that was kind of clever. And then somebody reported it as, like, saying I was going to self-harm.
Sometimes,
so many worse statuses.
Sometimes it's not even other people, because Facebook has formulaically also sent me the very, like, oh, Facebook cares information.
Oh, my God, yeah.
After I'm like, we should have a suicide pact on, like, something. And, then it, like, sends it's just like, someone said suicide and or killing myself.
Yeah.
So let's just send this message to be like, hey, here's some services. And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, Facebook is
how
like...
I know white privilege is real, too, though, is because I've threatened to kill myself and tried to buy drugs on Facebook, and I've never gone to Facebook jail for it. Somebody who wasn't white would have been in Facebook jail by now.
Facebook's like the kind of dude that would comment on a random person's status like that, and it's just like, hey, man, I know you don't know me, but if you need someone to talk,
it's like,
and then he just reads the message and ignores it.
Yeah, it's just like, how about you talk to your regular friends more often?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I don't give a shit if you kill yourself. You live in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and when I'm sad, you know what I do? I podcast more than usual. That way all my friends can listen into the suffering rather than
hopefully they
else.
pick up on how shitty I'm doing.
Yeah, and then they can just come and be guests on the podcast instead to make
and
it
act
better.
like we didn't hear the last episode.
Yeah, it's just like, so what's been going on the past few weeks? I don't know. Anyway, let's talk more about magnets or whatever.
I did find the picture, Ray.
Oh, did you? Perfect.
Do you want me to just show it to Bobby?
Yeah, show me. Show me. Let's do
you
this.
said the cover art for the episode. We should probably use the Dead Spot logo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Send me that and the logo. I'll superimpose them over each other and use that
Maybe
as the
you can
artwork.
have it like both of our hands are holding our logo.
That's 100% what's going to happen now.
But yeah,
we're such savvy businessmen.
Oh, yeah. Well, Savat fucked up this picture, but I'm pretty sure the sign said, sit at this table to fall in love.
Did you fall in love?
Like that. And it was close to Valentine's Day, I believe. Or it could have been Valentine's Day.
Yeah, check the metadata on that photo.
No. Oh, my God. It was yesterday, 5 years ago.
No shit.
Yeah.
See, look it. Everything's kismet. Everything happens for a reason.
Well, happy 5th anniversary.
Yeah. I guess that might have been when it was official.
Yeah, that's when it was really official. You always got to pinpoint the exact time. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I met Ray at the Euro Gyro, which is the pizza place where everyone in our college town started comedy. But
I started at Michelle's.
Okay, because that's what I'm thinking might have been the only one. Michelle's.
I think it might have been the real one.
Yeah. If Michelle's would have set up a DUI checkpoint one night, they could have killed the whole comedy scene.
Fuck. That's kind of how Third
It was
Street
only like 2 blocks from where we normally do comedy, but it was just... You had to drive. That was it. We used to all be able to just walk. And I was...
Well, and on Tuesday nights for the mic, they used to have margarita night.
Oh,
so, everyone would eat margaritas and just be completely... At least I would. I'd be completely...
No, because the one night you did that, and then I think I just bought one because it looked cool or something, or maybe, I don't know, you were sharing it with me, but then I just made some kid that was like 2 weeks into comedy drive my car home.
Yes.
Drive it to my house and then walk to campus, because that's where he lived.
I
was like, I'll walk like a little bit to you.
I'm going to start getting blackout drunk at my own open mic and then just like making all the other new comics like do chores for me.
Yeah, they sell booze at your open mic now.
Yeah. Hopefully that business still exists when all this is over.
I know.
With.
I was like, I'm glad I can give you guys some money now.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not going to drink a coffee at 7 at night.
It was only their business was only open 4 months. They've only had alcohol for 2 weeks before the entire shutdown happened. That was a fucking great timing.
So sorry for your spot, but that's just a death wish.
Dude, everywhere we have mics at are screwed. They don't even sell food at any of them.
Yeah, well, Coffee and Comics technically has like bagels and shit, and they have Uber Eats.
How much do you make on a bagel? 12 cents?
I mean, hopefully they're buying them for like 50 cents and selling them for $3 and making some sort of profit. But yeah, I'm assuming they'll still be alive as a business, but not nearly as able to support anybody. So I'm probably just.
Do they pay you for the mic?
They were for the.
You're probably gonna have to be like, don't worry about it right now.
Yeah, because when I started last year, I was like, okay, we'll go in through January, and then after January, we can like rescope and like we can like go on like the value that I've added. And they were like, cool. And then through February, they were giving me some money, and then March happened.
Yeah.
And so now we're fucked. And so like when we get back to the drawing table, I'm like, okay, I'll help you guys rebuild the thing if you just give me total control of at least 2 weekends a month and all of the Tuesdays. You know, like I'm just going to take over creative control.
Oh, yeah, you were going to have some new show there.
Yeah, I was going to have one.
I didn't understand what it was.
Yeah, no, it's a huge mess, and it was basically just going to be me torturing 8 comedians for an hour and a half.
Nice.
For my own gain, really. I was going to have a throne.
Like torture, like making them do improv?
Yeah.
That's torture to me.
That's pretty
much...
Any
mic that's like, we're going to yell an idea at you. I'm like, I'm sick. I can't come.
Everyone is so excited about, like, ooh, we're going to do the set list thing. I'm like, yeah, but none of you even do improv or are good at stand-up yet. So this is bad on all fronts.
You guys are all going to do worse than normal.
Yeah, but I was just going to, like, make some of the musical comedians, you know, write a song against each other, and then, you know...
You should make them just tell jokes.
I was going to let it... I was going to let it be up to the quote-unquote team captains. There being a roast thing, and there being some other things. And then the last round was literally going to be each comedian gets 2 minutes, and they just have to make me laugh, and they'll get arbitrary points based on that.
You can't do roast without preparation, though.
That's why I was hoping that... I tried to pick people on there that knew each other and could actually roast each other if they were correctly placed into the thing, but it was probably going to
end up me and Ray did a roast against each other at the place with the pitchers of margaritas. And
somebody used the N-word.
Yeah,
of course.
I don't remember who.
Yeah, probably the guy on Skype, right? But he was calling me.
One of us is going to get canceled and the other one's seen. That's the one who said it.
It definitely makes sense.
Yeah, we had time to prepare, but we just kind of didn't and couldn't think of anything good, and it just wasn't fun.
The one that Amber posted that thing yesterday, that toast prattle show thing, that one was way better. We crushed that
Yeah, we
one.
did one where we had to compliment each other.
Yeah, both straddles.
Killed. Yeah, we held hands the whole time.
Hell yeah. Those are way better.
I missed those things, man.
Yeah, those were fun. It's cool too, because like, all the like roast jokes are too like formulaic or something.
Just
like this guy looks like if depression was a man, or just like that fucking joke.
You can personify something, you can compare them to 2 other things, and then you can metaphorize their life as a different sad thing. It's very formulaic, but you can, at least in a boast rattle, you can get creative with the compliments, or you can disguise the compliments as roasts. So they can still be also kind of shitty. And so it's like, it's more fun, and it's not specifically just trying to destroy someone emotionally, which is fun and all, but like, fuck it,
I think I called Ray Four Eyes in the roast.
Ooh, going for full creativity there.
I remember in the toast prattle, I go, Dylan Lusk has had my favorite 5 minutes because it's been the same for the last 3 years.
Yeah, beautiful.
Or you were like, I've been watching Dylan perform for like 3 years, and after all that, I just have to say, he's got the best 5 minutes. I was like, I thought we were being nice.
I like to have...
That was nice. I used to be.
It's funny. A backhanded compliment. That's like calling a girl a MILF.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Nah, but if she's 20.
Every once in a while, I think about just taking people's jokes before they go on stage, because I'm frequently just put at the beginning of shows because I have enough energy for it. And I just think it'd be really funny sometimes.
Yeah.
But then usually there's no audience.
You should not stick around to see how bad they do after that. Like, do all their jokes and fucking bail.
Oh, it would be so good. So I might just start doing that before open mics.
Yeah.
But,
well, what's fun, I did that for one of the guys who actually got the virus. He has like this opening bit. He goes, "My name's Harrison Poole, and I really have Tourette's. This isn't a joke unless you're counting the one God's telling on me." So that's how he opens every set, because he's got real bad Tourette's, as everybody knows. So he goes up, opens his set like that, and then I went up directly after him and I stole that opening bit, and just like everybody in the back of the room was crying laughing, but everybody in the crowd was so confused. It was so much better.
That's awesome.
Just have everyone open with that joke. Oh, fuck. I enjoy ruining comedy for people that aren't in comedy.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes, especially if the audience doesn't give a fuck anyway, just doing a show for the comics. Like, especially in some of the fucking bars around here.
Yeah,
I'm like, you know what? This is for the 3 people that I'm going to have to share a car with later anyway.
Yeah.
It's more fun.
Yeah, there's times where that's fun, but I feel like the amount of times I've been to, like, when they did roast battles every month in Cleveland and people would just tell a joke about another comic who's not on the show. And you're just like, who the fuck was that for?
Yeah. It can get
well,
rough.
that's just Lakewood. That's Lakewood comedy. Is they write.
They're
jokes
like, what do you mean? We're all famous.
Yeah, you're famous in like the group of 11 people that go to those shows.
If they have enough Instagram followers, then they can just say whatever jokes they want.
Yeah. The one, there was a roast battle against this redheaded dude, and there was another redheaded dude that I swear started comedy 2 weeks before that, and the roast was like, oh, this guy looks like that guy. And everyone's like, who the fuck are you talking about?
Like, wow, comparative comedy to a person that is not here or on the show. Ah, fuck.
Sometimes I wish we had a roast battle here, and then I feel like after one show I'd be like, we're probably good.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying they want it, and then of course no one sets up shows anywhere.
Yeah.
They just want stuff and then don't have any follow through because that's how the Reno scene works.
Yeah.
Pretty much every scene, but this one real bad with it.
It's the ratio of how it happens.
Yeah, and so it's just like
I
everyone
just broke my heart whenever I set up a show. So
everyone loves the idea of it until it starts happening, and then no one plans it.
Yeah.
No one plans the show, no one plans their jokes, and then there's no real prize.
Yeah.
So it's just a bunch of people focusing too much on each other around an event no one showed up to, and then it's bad.
Yeah, and they're like, where should we have it? The library?
Yeah. And it's like,
There's
cool.
already 2 mics there.
It's like, all right, there was a dude playing pool the whole time, and the host wasn't any of the usual hosts, so there was no brand loyalty. Cool. Ugh, bad times.
Plus, if you try and do a roast battle here, then you like try and plan it, and you're like, oh, there's 7 comics.
Yeah, and also, there's only so much you can do because, like, okay, everyone here does cocaine and heroin, is unemployed and not funny. All right, there's all the roast jokes. Now what the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
Well, this ties perfectly back into our dumb website, in that, like, when Dylan was talking about it and when he moved out to Reno, and, like, we realized how every comedy scene is exactly the same.
Yeah.
We were just like, oh, we should just make fun of the same tropes. And, like, that's a good way to play to the people who know about comedy and do comedy.
Yeah.
So we really cornered ourselves into that market. But that's, like, it's just universal if you know anything about open mic comedy.
Yeah, and even like just people that know comics can pick up on like certain of the articles and stuff. And I mean, we'll see what happens after we all die. But whenever we started this, I feel like there's like more people trying comedy than ever. You know?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of people coming in hot with comedy after they realize entertainment is important, and all those inspirational posts about artists start getting to them. And then they also realized they couldn't play an instrument over this month.
And people that have only done comedy for 2 months love to act like they understand it all.
Oh, 100%.
Like the amount of people that have done comedy once and then they're just like, I don't know, I'm trying to read the room. I'm like, I don't even know how
I'm
to
just
do that.
really hoping that a lot of those people were like, oh, it's just a sign that this isn't for me. Like, I really hope that happens.
That's why I didn't make any money before this, so it doesn't seem like anything changed except I'm bored.
I just really want, like, I guess plenty of the things that I have complaints about could be turned into articles for the guest spot.
This was actually all a plan to make you write another article.
Yeah, I probably should, because like there's so many times.
Let's remind Bobby about this website.
I just always think like, oh, this person who's starting stand up just wants to run a meme page. They just forgot.
Oh yeah.
Like they're just taking the back entrance to it the wrong way because they're trying to. They think they're doing something different.
Yeah.
Because they started wrong.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh boy, all of this is backwards. And I cannot give enough discouragement to all the new comics that start at my open mic because people keep showing up and laughing, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, your open mic brought like 7 new comics to the entire scene.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to give them advice, but not be too like, ooh, I'm the sage of this open mic, and I'm going to give you, because I don't want to disseminate bad comics that then think that I'm their father.
Oh, for sure.
But at the same time, that's kind of what is happening.
Yeah.
It's going to keep happening, and so I'm just trying to make sure my opinions are heard, even though I don't even care about my own opinions. But I'm just going to the comics and being like, you keep doing you and be as honest as you can, because if it ends up annoying, at least you can own it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, don't try to be anyone else, but you're a terrible, annoying self. I don't know.
No, that's terrible advice. You should start with, hey, man, how about you start trying to be funny, and then you can be yourself.
Yeah, but I know people that have been doing comedy for 10 years that aren't even trying to be funny. So, at some point, it doesn't even matter. The being funny thing doesn't matter sometimes, because you know what? There's plenty of times where they're just going to need a token minority or a gay person or a woman. So they'll shove, an Asian person on a show because they need a brown on the thing. You don't even need to be funny. If you fill a hole, we need a young person because they probably have friends. They don't. Spoiler alert, that's why they're doing comedy. But still, there's enough people putting together shows that even if you're not funny, you're going to get stage time because it's a new person.
Yeah.
So, I don't even focus on people being funny, because if you do stand-up long enough, you're going to accidentally have 1 or 2 jokes.
Oh, for sure.
And so it's just keep doing it and be yourself, or else it'll get annoying.
Yeah. That's more exciting when you see someone who you've seen eat shit for years in a row, and then they have a joke that's really good.
Yeah.
And it's more exciting than just someone who you know is going to be funny.
That's why we all like Caesar now.
Yeah.
Well, that's Ray Hyflak, Dylan, has actually been funny the last few months.
Oh,
and I was just this is incredible watching him go from the opposite of that to being real good. Not real good, but good enough where you're oh, this is something clicked.
Yeah.
It's so fun watching somebody that
it's now you're good enough.
As a person.
It's now you're good enough to justify how long you've done this at least.
Right. But still there's actually he kind of figured out what he's doing.
Yeah. Does he still do the joke where he says he has the body type of a 40-year-old pro bowler?
I know exactly that joke. But I haven't seen it.
He'll just pepper it in if the crowd is hot.
I that's my least favorite thing that anyone does is just hey, I know what you're thinking. I look like if this fucked this and all that. It's fucking annoying.
It's my least favorite comedy trope. And in fact, what is it? Brent Weinbach has a really funny joke with that entire premise. I think he's a San Francisco guy.
Okay, I don't know.
Super weird comedian, but yeah, he does an entire joke about people thinking that he's off-putting and his humor is weird.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, do you wish I was more like this? And he does an entire 5 to 8 minute bit inside of another comic's idea of what a comic is. And
That's
it's just
awesome.
There's way too many crazy layers. Speaking of bad comics, I love that. I mean, because people can come out of nowhere. Apparently Hannibal Buress was the unfunny one in his scene for the longest time. And all the Chicago comedians that are, the biggest now were, surprised. They were like, oh, Hannibal got funny. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's interesting that can happen. Good for him.
Really, the people that actually make it are just the people that didn't ever quit, I guess.
As long as you
there's
don't
still plenty. There's even, guys here who have done it for 23 years and are garbage.
Well, I almost think that, he probably, with that style, he had to, commit to that hard. And, almost people had to come around to it and get used to it. Because, if you think about, the generically funny people who are just, they're a surface level funny, but, they hit a certain level, and then they never go beyond that. But you see somebody who's got, their own style or something, and it seems like they piece enough, it might be 100 people in this town think he's funny and 200 in that town, but in every town it adds up to 1 million people, and they just stick with that, and that's what gets them there.
I mean, that's essentially how Paul F. Tompkins created his career. Not to shit on Paul F. Tompkins. I like him as a comedian. That's what he did. He would just go on Facebook and be like, if 500 people say they're going to this event. I will have a show in your town, and I will come and do comedy.
Oh, nice.
And that's how it's going to go. And so, yeah, he would just be like, okay, now I'm going to go here, now I'm going to go here. And just like, oh, okay, if enough people just say they like you and will commit to actually liking you as an artist, you can make a career. Like, it doesn't have to be the biggest thing.
But saying you're going to an event on Facebook is a bold-faced lie.
Yeah, he said he cannot do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, especially
like
15
did shows
years
happen
ago,
after
15
500
years
people
ago,
said?
he could totally do that.
Yeah,
now he
yeah.
cannot do that. But I liked that concept of just being like, well, fuck it. If no one here likes me and wants to put me on shows, if 20 people in your shitty town can commit to closing a bar down and giving me a microphone, I'll come and do it for $50.
Yeah,
you know, like, let's do this. Let's piece together a shitball tour and just make a Facebook poster so that I can make other people at open mics jealous. You know, like, that's the goal.
And we're going to put 30 of our friends on it.
Oh, yeah.
$75 a ticket.
We're gonna pack a vehicle so that the headliner is also bringing 4 comedians, and there's going to be no less than 6 local comics, but 3 of them are also going to be the hosts.
Yep. And they're all doing 15 minutes for the first time.
Yes. Everyone's trying to piece together their best fives into at least 2 or 3 solid minutes.
Yeah. There's 30 people on the show, but somehow it's an hour long.
Yeah. I mean, they needed to have all those amount of people there so that there could be an audience because none of them have friends anymore.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
And then they put it on Facebook Live, not even Instagram Live.
Seriously.
They Facebook Live the whole thing.
I mean, honestly, I thought about trying to tour around for comedy, specifically on the hopes that I will get enough pity from the local comics that they will buy my merch and stuff just to support me. You know? Like,
that definitely happens a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's plenty of shows where I've gone up and I've been like, well, fuck, I guess I'll get a hat because honestly, no one showed up for this show.
Yeah,
and if I could just be the headliner in that situation, the quote-unquote headliner who got to do 15 minutes at the end of this showcase for locals, hopefully 2 people feel bad for me and there's $30 to get me to the next shitty show.
Yeah.
You guys are much nicer than I am because I usually try to swindle a free T-shirt. And I'll just be like, "Yo, can I get a shirt?
Yeah.
I'll wear it." Like they're basically, I'm paying for it in their exposure for their merch they paid for.
You're like, listen, dude, no one's gonna buy this.
Tradesies.
You didn't do good.
Well, like Chris Harvey, makes so much money off of his shirt.
I know.
Like,
what are his shirts?
Dude, but he makes so much money off of it. In the last show I did with him, I go up to him and I was like, "Man, what's your comic price for shirts?" Because he had just sold one, and he's like, "I'll give you one for free." And it's like, I understand that you made enough money to buy 4 more shirts for selling that one, but I don't need you to give it to me for free.
God, I would love to be able to just charge $20 for a shirt and have actually more than one person that isn't my family buy it.
Yeah, the thing
nice.
Anytime I think about having shirts, I feel like I gotta write a bad joke.
Yeah.
That has just like a tag you can put on a shirt.
Yep.
And I'm never gonna make it because I have my dignity.
I've specifically gone, that's a terrible joke, and then just thought, if I made a T-shirt, it'd be funny that I have a T-shirt of this terrible joke. And then I'm like, oh, wait, that's every comedian that has a shirt.
Do you ever do a joke just laughing to yourself about how bad it is, and it's your best joke of the night?
Yep.
I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Or you just do something hacky, thinking
Yeah,
you're doing a play on it.
Yep, I've been trying to get rid of this one joke for probably 4 years, but it's it works 9 out of 10 times, and it's my savior joke if I'm bombing.
No.
I'm like, this is the dumbest joke I tell, but it works every time.
I lucked out. I specifically took the hard way for comedy because I could have just I don't know. I guess I could have just cheated the entire time. I specifically didn't do any jokes referencing my mother's accent and or doing any sort of Asian stereotypes.
Yeah.
And I can do musical comedy, but I was like, do I really want to just fucking hammer that home immediately? Maybe be good on stage without it first. But now I know that if someone wanted, if some corporation was we'll give you $200 to fill 2 hours, I'd be like, I fucking got it.
Yeah.
I'll do some shitty comedy songs. I'll make up some impressions that are bad, but it'll be masked with a stupid comedy song or something. And then there we go. I have filled the time that they've allotted. But it's just I want to be able to just Dat fan my way to the top so bad.
Hey, Dat fan was really nice whenever I opened.
He was, but guess who also?
He likes the guest spot.
I know.
Net.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I remember Ray texting me. He's like, "How the fuck did Dat fan like our website?" And I was like, "Oh, I just opened for him this weekend."
And he's doing the exact thing now, where like he has a guitar with him. And last time I saw him, he didn't do the jokes like he did, back when he was getting famous on like the shows, whatever. He's not like mocking his mom the whole time, and he was just like doing
Dr.
crowd
Lawyer,
work.
you Dr. Lawyer.
Exactly, like he could do that if he wanted, but he's not now because he's just like it's fucking old.
Yeah,
I feel like fun of too much.
I feel like they did him a disservice by making him beat Ralphie May.
Yeah,
because it just made his whole career like. That guy didn't fucking deserve that.
Yeah.
But he probably would have still got fairly big from coming in second, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also he's now still alive, so that's a win for him.
Yeah.
He beat Ralphie May in every contest.
Oh, yeah.
now.
I forgot the rule was they killed the runner-up.
Yeah, they behead them. The same with American Idol. That's why no one's heard of Ruben Studdard.
Oh, man.
Well, but they do it slowly and with food. That's how they kill you.
Yeah. They just keep leaving cocaine and fried chicken on his porch.
R.I.P. John Panette. Fuck. Is that what's going to happen to Gabriel Iglesias? Do you think eventually he'll get done in?
Oh, yeah. His knees are about to give out, at least. He's going to be doing wheelchair comedy.
It's just so crazy to me that everyone loves him, but, like, the other comedians that are doing the exact same thing, I guess it's a marketing thing. It's a marketing thing that he did exactly what Mitzi Shore told him, wore the Hawaiian shirts and kept the exact persona the entire time.
Shorts.
Yeah. Shorts, Hawaiian shirt.
So, like, I know it's a lot easier not to hate yourself when you have millions of dollars in the bank, but how much do you think he hates doing that stupid giggle and calling himself Fluffy every time that he has to go on stage?
Yeah, but he makes, like, $20,000 every time he just even does that.
I know, but could you imagine wanting to go up there and just be like, fuck everybody?
Yeah.
Like,
if anything, he'll kill himself.
Yeah, I really feel like, I don't know, he supports his friends and stuff enough that I feel like he's given himself that moral pass to be annoying to his own self.
Yeah.
Because I know there's that comic side of him that just thinks like, man, fuck doing this again.
Yeah.
But then he's just like, well, I get to pay 3 people like an amazing salary. I'm still the most popular comic in the history of the world right now, aside from like Jeff Dunham and 2 other people.
Yeah.
And so like he can pull it off.
That's why it's always funny to me whenever people are a year into comedy and think they have to have like beef with other comics. Like I try and be nice to everyone because it's going to be the least expected that gets that big out of anyone, you know?
Yeah, and it's
and
always,
I don't want them to not like me.
It's always just like some kid that you got to see on like one showcase, and you're just like, oh, I hope they keep doing it. And then they did, but just not the way that you do. And then you're like, oh, fuck, now they can put me on shows.
If anyone gets really big from Reno, I guarantee it's someone I have sent a picture of to Ray and been like, this guy just told this awful joke.
It's going to be, like, I just feel like it's going to be somebody at Pioneer who, like, the headliner is particularly nice to for some reason.
Yeah.
And now they get to keep going to,
That's
like,
the whole reason to work that club is, like, real headliners.
Yeah, but I don't even know. I don't care about this whole region. That's the thing. Is like I just don't give a fuck about going to the Sacramento Punchline or any of the clubs in San Francisco, like, because they're not going to remember you ever.
Yeah, I'm really pissed because I took the whole winter. I hate driving in the snow.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not booking anything in Sacramento all of winter, and then I'm gonna hit it hard come like April. Because I didn't know the world was going to shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good business choice, Dylan. You should keep doing stuff like that.
Well, the business choice are like, I'll book that later.
Fuck that, Mike.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Go out there? Nah, there's like a slight snow.
It's dumb, too, because everyone would totally understand if I was like, hey, I-80 is closed.
Yeah, like
so
they won't let me go through this one
show.
road.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, they'll understand now if you book a show and they're like, hey, they shut down California.
Yeah.
I can't get in. Fuck, I don't know.
Have you heard about this virus?
Like, I always want to try to go to the shows that I book, but like if I, for some reason, had to cancel, it's not like anybody was going there for me anyway.
Yeah, really.
So, like, I would never really feel that bad.
Yeah, it's more of a myth that will, like, ruin your, like, booking opportunities.
Yeah, if anything, people are going to show up and not realize that one comic was dropped from the show, or they'll be
like,
a fill-in.
Who's that one guy we never heard of? They're like, yeah, he's from Reno.
Yeah, where's that other guy on the poster? I recognize the other 28, but not that one. I didn't see him.
I was ready to see some new 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And every time I do go to Sacramento, even just to do, like, mics, everyone's like, you came this far?
Yeah,
I'm like, we don't have this many mics.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm doing more in one night than I will do the whole rest of the week.
Yeah. Especially just the quality of comedian in an area that has more open mics.
Yeah.
It's unmeasurable, really.
It's just the contrast is too different. Because there's enough people that are like, I could do this, because there's, like, shows all the time.
Yeah, and it's like they have the luxury of being able to not only go out, but they're also being like other people to be nice to them and actually do stuff. Like around here, you just have to do it yourself. Like it's like forced DIY, which is why at this point, that's why I've just accepted that now. I'm like, okay, fuck it. I guess I'll just do it all myself since literally no one else will. Everyone just talks about all the cool shit they wish would happen or exist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, fuck it then.
Yeah.
Well, we have like the
looking me
opposite
right in the eyes,
here where like now this DIY is like, well, I suck and nobody's going to book me on their dumb shit show, so I'm just going to make my own terrible show and then undercut everybody else's price and then ruin comedy for everybody just because I'm not funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's why I waited, because there was already enough people doing that the bad way of just like, oh, this is a show that pays comedians and consistently has a decent crowd.
Yeah.
Let's do this show for free, not pay anybody, and make the shows bad with my awful hosting skills. I'm like, okay, that's not ideal.
Yeah. I mean, plus if you're one of those dudes that's like, I'm not doing clubs, like the best your career can be is like journalism intern will write an article that's like, this guy does a comedy show on a laundromat.
Yeah. There's like in 10 years maybe there'll be a Vice article about how you've been homeless this whole time.
Yeah.
And like that's about it. Like, oh, you're gonna have to self-publish your own shit on Amazon. Good career you probably.
Hey, we did ayahuasca and hung out with open micers.
I mean, that was essentially the entirety behind that fucking Flophouse show that Vice had for like 3 episodes. It wasn't the best. It was just like, whoa, look, these comedians live on cockroach-infested beds. And they're like, yeah, we get drunk sometimes. And then, like, now, that was it. They're all still in the same
Everyone's
house.
Like, this show is really sad.
Yeah, that shit was 5 years ago. They're all still doing the same thing.
Yeah? Was it in New York?
No, it was in, like, San Francisco.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, one of them was in New York. The other one was the fucking... whatever the fuck it's called, whatever house, Sylvan House, that's what it is, Sylvan House over in San Francisco. Yeah, it's just like fucking, there's just flop houses of comedians that are always going to fucking be bad because it's run by comedians.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Kent had one of those.
I lived there.
Yeah, Ray lived there.
I have one of those.
You kind of do, yeah.
I just try to keep it nice. I try. There's still a stray cat that wanders
If you had 2 people living in each room, then you'd be.
Yeah. Soon.
Nice.
I'm going to charge double the price and double up the rooms.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to become a slumlord. You know what?
Slumlord is a pretty cool way to live, I think.
That's what Hannibal Buress did.
Really?
Doesn't even do comedy half the time now. He just bought a bunch of apartment complexes in Chicago and is a slumlord.
Hell yeah. People think that's good for their comedy career and be like, Hannibal's my landlord.
Oh my God. I hope he is just preying on open micers.
Yeah, he could just go to like some fucking like Zanies once a year and just get all new tenants.
He just gets to do cruise ship.
You know what?
gigs.
And they deserve it too. Like, there's nobody that deserves it more than open micers is to get slumlorded.
Yeah. Chicago is friggin' saturated as shit. Like, everyone I know that's moved there is just like, I don't know, man. Like, there's just so many comics.
They try to be fucking Maxim's, like, backyard girl of the week. Is that what we're talking about?
No, not specifically her.
Oh.
I kind of forgot about her. I was thinking of like Chad and my girlfriend's cousin who moved to Chicago for comedy.
Fuck.
I wonder if Chad still does the pots and pans, like at like a place
that was
where
great.
he gets shot.
Yeah, because that's going to sound like gunshots as soon as he runs in with them.
Like walking around South Chicago with like a pot and pans that like you guys wouldn't get until you saw it.
Yeah, the one guy that started like around the same time as us used to he would carry like 10 pots and pans in, and he would have like a 5-minute set, and he would just drop them all over the place and like pick them up and start telling a new joke and then drop them again. So he just wouldn't do any material, but it was like funny.
It was great. I don't know how, if anybody else would have done it, it would have been terrible.
Yeah.
God damn it. That's like a Neil Hamburger level of like, what the fuck is this? But
100%.
Yeah.
But it works.
He also used to do a very graphic like version of humping the stool, and he would like put a belt around it and choke it and shit.
Oh, fuck. I wanted to do that once, except I was going to come too quick, propose, and then get rejected by the stool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I was like, nah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck a stool.
You should carry around like a little baby stool, so it like gave birth, and then you have like
and then I'm just left with the baby stool while the other stool walks off.
You should have to watch the stool fuck some black comic.
Fuck another black stool? Like a bigger black stool?
Yeah, and you're like, you like that, baby?
And I'm just watching jerking off in the corner.
Yeah, jerking off the tiniest dick.
It'd be so good.
Yep.
Fuck. Well, let's see. Dylan, what are your current apocalypse plans? What are the goalposts you're trying to set so that this doesn't just become another quitting comedy dry spell? Even though you have quit comedy.
Yeah, I quit.
How are you going to come out swinging? You just fully into the guestspot.net?
Not really.
someone's got to be a quarter way in.
Well, like, up until 2 days ago, me and Ray were both still working full time. So we just would sit around and talk about how great it'd be if we weren't and how much work we would put into the website.
Well, what's the plan? You guys gonna just pour it in, get the coals poured on?
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll write some stuff.
Now that we have a bunch of time to write about comedy, there's definitely a ton of comedy going on.
Yeah,
so,
that's the thing too. There's not. It's like we just published an article about like live stream comedy mics. So that's probably about all we can say for a couple months.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say fucking join their things and find other things to make fun of. Fucking it'll be go watch some shitty Twitch streams. Like I love the idea that now everyone's okay with Twitch streamers. Now that they all are them.
Not me.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm getting pretty close to 100%ing Red Dead Redemption, so that's kind of like the only thing on my mind right now.
Well, fuck. That's one thing.
Got a lot of time though.
That's a lane. It's a lane to have. What about you, Ray? You got any goalposts you're setting for yourself to dig yourself out of the comedy hole after all this?
I'm gonna see if Facebook actually sends the cops to do a wellness check on me before and then I want to get Bobby Benedict to follow me back on Instagram. That'd be cool. And then I'm gonna learn the name of this podcast and listen to it. Those are about the 3 things that I'm looking forward to.
We should phone in and do his podcast.
Let's fucking do it.
Do you have that technology, Ray?
Here's the thing: we broke quarantine to go record because I couldn't figure it out. So no, I can't have somebody call from some other city.
But Paul would probably have it figured out.
No, I asked him. I was like, "Hey, how do we do this?" And he's like, "I have no idea, but if you check our temperature, then you're good to come over." So we just did that instead.
I mean, I don't know what Bobby did for it, but it can't be that complicated.
Yeah, I did one on Zoom the other day, so it seems like it's pretty reasonably easy. I don't know. I'm about to be 30, so I've just given up.
I also recently found out that Discord has like you can all join the voice channel and it'll all be whatever quality your microphone is, and then you add a bot to your voice channel that just records everything and emails you the track afterwards.
That seems like they also send it to the NSA or something.
More listeners.
Yeah, I also don't know what half of those words mean, so that's a good start.
Just let the Chinese do it. That's the entirety of it. Give it to the Chinese.
Yeah, are you an Asian sleeper cell this whole time?
Yeah.
How much bullshit have you had to deal with this virus, though?
I didn't go outside. Still haven't.
You've been bunkered in like that last guy in Japan during World War II. Like you're waiting for somebody to come and tell you to go home.
You're too tall for people to be like Asian guy.
Yeah, everyone always just assumes Mexican anyway, so I'm pretty safe. But I've just been hunkered down, baking bread and working from home for like before I even had to. I've been working from home for over 2 weeks, and I just decided like I'm not fucking going in there. I can work from home.
I've wanted to bake bread, but I can't find yeast.
I got sourdough starter if you need some.
I don't know what to do with that, but I love sourdough.
It's like a hipster Tamagotchi.
So I just put that in my bread as the yeast.
Yeah. Actually, I may or may not have created an entire sourdough starting guide from starter to bread.
Wow.
I can Google Docs it to you.
Hell yeah.
That's how bored I've been.
Hey, but how about instead of like baking bread or like I started helping write for this TV show, like why don't we like get good at our jobs and start a family? Like wouldn't that make more sense?
No, that has never made sense.
I'm trying both. I have a lot of lanes open to me. I was going to start a cooking show on top of all of this.
Nice, I can film it.
Perfect. I'll get some pilot episodes on just my iPad and just edit it on fucking Filmora.
This is why you were like, why don't we start families? And then we were like, but we could also have a TV show.
We could do a TV show.
Yeah, that you guys put on YouTube and 17 people will watch, like everybody else's cooking show.
Or I can send it to TBS and 20 people will watch and will get paid.
Yeah.
Send it to the CW and bring back that dumb frog or whatever.
Fuck yeah. Is IFC still a channel? They'll fucking buy anything. Timmy told me from Whitest Kids You Know. He was just like, they'll do whatever you want. Fucking do it.
Actually, that seems more like a Vice show. Like, if you told them that you're like a tall Asian dude who does comedy, they're like, solid. You own the channel now.
You gotta also be a mumble rapper, I think.
I can do that. I have a mumble rap persona.
You're like, I'm also an ayahuasca Sherpa.
I really should just try to sell my entire persona out to various outlets right now. But start a reality show around me. I don't give a fuck. I'll make it interesting. We'll make it happen.
You should have a picture of you.
Wasn't Ramon Rivas on Vice just specifically because he kind of looks Mexican, has a Mexican name, and smoked a whole bunch of weed? Like, isn't that?
I think so. I think that's all his credits.
Yeah.
From what I can tell. I mean, good for him. I cannot even imagine trying to smoke weed and be on television at the same time.
Oh, God, it'd be fucking awful.
That sounds so bad.
The entire time I'd be like, my mom's going to see this?
Yeah.
Fuck, she's going to be so proud.
Yeah,
I guess as long as I'm getting paid, it's fine. Like, honestly, my mom has been fine with all my life decisions because they have led to me having enough success to where I am now. Like, I just keep failing upwards so she doesn't say anything about my life anymore. It's kind of a fun place to be at.
Yeah.
You guys got to start failing upwards. It's great.
I am. I'm on that.
Oh, 100%. It was like my mom, when I first said I was going to do comedy, she's like, yeah, that'll be fun for a minute. And then, like, the last time I was in Toledo, like, it wasn't a lot of money, but I was, like, making money doing it. And she's like, when did this happen? And I was like, I don't know.
You're like, after it stopped being fun.
Shitty. Yeah, like,
yeah, like it stopped being fun, and now I actually just do this, which fucking blows. But now I get to talk to my stepdad about dry bar comedy specials. It's like everyone's just kind of into this idea now. That kind of sucks.
Like, you ever heard George Carlin? You should do his act.
God,
no lie. When I first told my grandmother that I was going to do comedy, she's like, "You don't even have any puppets." Like,
oh my God.
Like, all right, cool. Like, maybe this is a bad idea.
The one dude in Cleveland that does comedy, John Armstrong, is this black dude, and he was telling me how he told his family he was trying to do comedy now and was like starting, and he said 100% of his family was like, "What's your stage name?"
Yo.
Stage name.
Oh my God. I love when comics come out hot with a stage name. That makes me happy.
The amount of comics that have a stage name and like their own like manager with them, and you see them twice.
Yep.
But they still share memes on Facebook.
It's the best.
That's my favorite part of our website, though, too, is like every once in a while, like through Instagram, I'll get a message and it'll be like, yo, can I be on this? And I'll be like, yeah, man, send in your article and all this stuff. And he's like, oh, this isn't a comedy club?
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not.
Just because there's a
And it's always
microphone in the
like
fucking
Yeah,
header.
yeah.
It's always-
It's just the
yeah.
same, like, stock like email.
Well, my favorite, like when I was helping run Water Street for a minute, some dude's quote unquote manager emailed me. He's like, "Yeah, so how much money? Like, can we get a door deal on this?" I'd be like, "Yeah, dude, I would love to give you
Yeah.
a door deal on our $0."
Yeah,
membership."
you will give you fucking 20% of the door, no problem.
and a free beer. Like,
Yeah.
you got it, dude.
You find a door, we'll do this. Fuck yeah.
yeah.
God, okay. So now the big question is, much like the Hard Times did with creating their own festival, when is the guestspot.net festival going to happen, and in which city?
July in Omaha.
Perfect. You going to split the difference, get it in Omaha?
Yep.
I think I know some people in that area.
And it's just
We'll
going to
get
be
it
me and Ray.
Perfect. I know two
We
other
can
comics
put,
who are
like
going
a
to end up on the
solid
show.
half-hour show between the two of us.
Yeah, we could.
Is there going to be juggling?
I mean, if you want it to be 40-minute show.
So you're not, are you going to have the puppets? Puppets or juggling? You got to pick one.
It's me, Ray, and Jeff Dunham.
He's opening for us, and like everybody's just gonna come and be
Yeah.
like, Do you remember when Preston Lacey from Jackass came to like Kent and Akron?
No.
And it was like, he had some opener who did 45, and then
What?
Preston Lacey goes on stage and tells 20 minutes of like stories, and then squirts lemon juice in his eye, and that's all it was.
That's awesome.
That's the way to do it. You just have a real
It was
comedian
great.
do some jokes,
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
have the bringer do some dumb bullshit, and then everyone's happy.
Oh, yeah. That's probably how all the, like, YouTube stars that do comedy clubs, that's probably how it works.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne had a group of 4 YouTubers get up and do
Really?
some dumb bullshit at the club once because
Oof.
they had like 100,000 subscribers
Yeah.
or whatever.
I
on
would
fucking-
definitely be working that night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, I can't come in.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't my favorite, but
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I have a friend who has like 500,000 TikTok followers. I should convince her to be a headliner at this fucking club.
Yeah.
I had
She
someone
just, like,
come
show
up
off
to me
her
at the
tits?
funny shop, and he was like, "Hey guys, if you ever get on TikTok, I'll give you a shout out." And I was like, "Bro, I'm almost 30," and he's like, "Yeah, but I got like 650 followers or
Oh, my God.
650,000 followers.
Oh.
Sorry, not 650, but 650,000." I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing online that you have that many people following you
Jesus.
on TikTok?"
Yeah, literally nothing. All you gotta do is
It's
yell
all
in your
the
bathroom
same
mirror.
fucking humor.
Yeah,
It's all just like, this is how I am whenever I'm quarantined.
and then
And it's just like some dumb chick drinking wine.
even worse is now they just do like lip syncing of already existing audio. So
Wow.
they'll just like
No shame.
they'll just lip sync a John Mulaney bit around their house as if it's their own sketch
Oh, wow.
while the audio plays, and then they have like 1 million followers.
I hate
So guys,
that.
get on TikTok. You can start getting paid.
Yeah. I think if I looked at TikTok, I'd probably quit comedy
Oh, yeah.
for longer than the quarantine.
The best thing is whenever you open the app, it starts with an ad.
Sweet.
Whenever you open
Got
it.
to get that paper.
Yeah, and then afterwards, it just plays videos on repeat over and over again.
Oh, it just doesn't stop?
Yeah.
Oof. So you don't get to, like, pick what you're watching?
No.
That
Well,
sounds
you do.
terrible.
You can scroll through it.
Yeah,
It's
but,
another
like,
fun, weird
what if you,
video.
like a specific person? You can't just, like, go find theirs?
You can if you go into
Ah.
your following stream afterwards. But
That's like, it's legit. That's the television show on Idiocracy. Like, just dumb shit videos all day. That's
it is.
all that is.
It is ow my balls pretty much over and over
Yeah.
again.
100%. God damn it.
Hey.
Maybe we should all get this virus and die. I think I'm pro-virus at this point.
TikTok is basically just the shortened form of America's Funniest Home Videos. You're like, I know exactly what's going to
Yeah.
happen this entire time, but there's a different talking head telling me to be here, so fuck it, here I
Yeah.
am.
I think the whole internet is just America's Funniest Home Videos. Like, they should have just stopped at that level of technology, because that's all we needed.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But now we can sell our information to different areas of the world through different apps, and then therefore get something different out of the experience.
That's true.
Yeah,
and
we should
get
die.
paid by somebody else's shitty content.
Yeah, so you can get on TikTok, just have a bunch of random like Filipino and Chinese followers, and then get big overseas.
Yeah, I think we should all die. I think that's good.
Nah.
Like, even not being one of those idiots, like if so many people died and it was just like me and like my girlfriend, maybe like we would not be like, let's repopulate the earth. Like, we'd be like, let's just probably kill ourselves when we find a gun.
Yeah, could you imagine having to raise the only next child? Like, how much responsibility that would be?
Also, that doesn't work. Like, you would have horribly, like, incested children, wouldn't you?
It worked for Adam and Eve.
Yeah, but
we're all here.
Because what if it goes right?
I don't think that's a true story sometimes.
Like these two people fucked, all their kids fucked, and then all their cousins and kids fucked, and that's what made humanity smart.
Yeah.
I know Joe Rogan says that monkeys ate psychedelic mushrooms, and that's why we're here.
Probably.
No, we're all just so full of incest that we accidentally became genetically smart.
But is that why we keep getting dumber? As we've reached to the point where the genes are starting to
because of incest porn.
Yeah.
So we've degrading.
We've started enjoying the exact sin that got us the brain power we have, and now God's mad.
Guys, I think we figured this whole thing out.
Always do.
That's what we do on this podcast.
God bless homemade weed cookies, man.
Oh yeah. Hashtag go incest and go weed.
I've been meaning to make mine for 3 days. I might actually do it. I should have taken the butter out of the fridge.
Dumb motherfucker.
Man.
I'm telling you, this butter is so shit. Like, it tastes so bad. I was like, I have to, like, make something out of it.
Yeah. The last time I made weed cookies, I had a bunch of butter, and I used a recipe that had, like, a quarter cup of butter, and I made, like, 36 cookies, and they were really weak. So then the next time I used a whole cup of butter, and I made 10 cookies. And they were bright green. They were obnoxious.
It's just a dry brick of weed.
It was so gross.
Yeah, you're just eating a keef cookie.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Uh-huh.
Fuck. I might have to do that to myself now. I kind of want that. Let's see. Let's land.
I'll leave some on your porch if I make them.
Let's land this comedy plane.
Jesus! Look at that callback.
Good times.
Nice.
You guys got
So we have a website we barely talked about. Theguestspot.net is we just paid for another year of it, so hopefully we'll fucking start caring again. We both had different jobs.
Like $500 on this.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not that bad.
No, not at all. We both had different jobs whenever it started, where we just didn't have to do anything all day. So, like, for a while, we were putting out an article every day, because even if we had nothing, and it was, like, new, so, like, a bunch more comics were, like, trying to write. But if we didn't have anything, I'd just be like, I'm going to go hide in this room that doesn't have a camera, and I'll just write something. But now we have real jobs. So it's been harder. But
I understand that. Having a real job has been the bane of my own creativity.
Yeah.
Especially because I'll be like, I have an idea for a song. I should demo something out. And I'm like, I have to be at work for 6 more hours, and I can't just start playing guitar in the middle of it. Or it's just like, I have
get better at real comedy because I'm like, this real job shit has to stop. So I, like, try harder at real comedy, but then I'm more busy, and I can't do, like, articles shitting on comedy.
Yeah,
which
our whole plan from starting this website was like, maybe it'll pay our rent, and then we don't have to have real jobs.
We had the highest aspirations for this. Like, I remember, like,
we haven't made enough ad money to get paid out. Yeah,
I understand.
But my favorite part is, like, 2 days later, it's like, what if the Hard Times or, like, the Onion wanted to buy us?
Hard Times could just fold you into their header. They already have Hard Drive and Hard Times. Have a comedy one.
They already have a bunch of stand-ups fucking write for them.
Right.
But they write about other stuff.
Fuck them.
Yeah. It's once we started the website, the amount of times I'd see like Facebook posts of weird news articles, and I'm like, there's another website that's trying to be The Onion. Fuck.
Yeah.
But ours has a niche, you know?
Yeah, that's what a lot of things get wrong, is that they're just going for general clicks for the sake of, like, confusion.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the actual audience you guys are targeting might actually click on it and read it rather than, just, in the very least, just to go to your website and track you down.
One retweet away from, like, making money on this.
Yeah.
Like, it's one right person
at the least
gets into
breaking
even. It, we're good.
You guys got that Twitter game all strong?
No, we have like
Ray's
7.
No one's on Twitter anymore. The only thing like people will tweet for is so someone takes a picture of it and puts it on Instagram. You know?
Hey, you got to cover all your bases. At least Twitter is just.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Twitter is
not
just
a lot of
marketers marketing to other marketers. So you just got to go and shit in their bed.
Yeah.
Shit in their bed and then have them throw that turd to someone else's bed. And then you're all just covered in each other's shit. Yep. That was a beautiful metaphor for comedy. Hope you all love my beautiful English major
It's just a bunch of sad dudes covered in shit.
Hell yeah. Well, let's see. The final things. Is there any media out in the world you guys enjoy that you would also like to talk about? 'Cause everyone's real hot in the
Classic Dinner
Tiger
podcast. That's a pretty good podcast if I do say myself.
Yeah, me and Bobby are going to be on it soon.
Yeah, we're going to call
don't you record that on Sundays at like noon?
Noon. We moved it to 3 because Josh couldn't get out of bed before noon.
So it'll be noon. It would be noon for us.
That's the most comic shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
He's not even a comic.
Oh, we can have brunch.
That's fucking bad. Oh, we can have champagne.
Yeah, we could make
brunch.
mimosas and like some waffles or something.
Good, because I'm up at 7 a.m. pretty much every day.
Yeah,
no
me
matter
too.
What. So it's
we don't eat on the podcast. Like the one time I actually ate beef jerky, and some dude who listens to everyone, he's like, "This shit needs to stop."
Yeah, no, it's bad.
Yeah, but like me and Bobby could have brunch an hour before the podcast.
Yeah, we can have brunch.
Oh, that's true.
Make some TikToks.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
I agree. All right,
chicken
Dylan.
and waffles.
What about you? You got stuff you care about?
I mean, you wouldn't play the band Witch Vomit last time I was here, so yeah.
Fuck. You know what? I am actually into a thing. There's a guy on YouTube that I've been watching. The YouTube channel is called The Punk Rock MBA, and it's just basically is the guy. He's a music journalist, Finn McKenty. He just talks shit about stuff.
Finn McKenty.
Yeah, and he's just like, if Tony Hawk Pro Skater had a soundtrack nowadays, here's what I would make, and then he'll just like talk about that for 20 minutes, and it's just fun to kind of space out to, and then also sometimes I'll find a band that I like out of it. So check out the Punk Rock MBA, friends. If not, keep on listening to the Petri Dish and all associated network things, as well as going to theguestspot.net and then reading articles. If you see them shared on Facebook, also share it. You fucking dicks.
Click on every ad.
Click on all
website.
the ads.
It's
It
not going to
costs
give you like
you
a
nothing.
virus or anything, but
yeah.
That's the only way we know we get money is if people click on the ad, but we don't know anything else about how it works.
Yeah,
so.
my friend bought something from an ad he clicked on because he thought it would like
Help.
give us the
But
exact
it's
amount
not,
of money
it's
he
not like an
spent.
affiliate
Nothing.
link. It's
Nothing
just like
happened.
click on the ads. Yeah. All right. Well, sweet. Ray, thanks for calling in. Dylan, thanks for being here. That's been the show, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. And how the fuck do I...